Table Talk, where we discuss topics you guys send in using the hashtag Table Talk. I'm Meg Turney.
I'm Steve Zaragoza.
And I'm Trisha Hirschberger.
Let's start with a toast.
Okay.
Aw, yay.
Trish, you want to kick it off?
I'm going to toast to our amazing fans that let us do this every day.
I'm going to toast to the Mother Earth and also to my beautiful wife, Sarah.
Oh.
I got to toast it to my mama, who brought me in this world.
Oh.
And also to the delicious Canada Dry that we're actually drinking. And these flutes.
Cheers.
Mm.
Let me ask you this. How dry is Canada?
From France and not Canada.
Is it really?
No, champagne's from France.
Oh. I was like, oh, how funny. Canada Dry.
April Fools. Oh, man. All day, kids. All day.
All day.
All right, Levi Schmidt 20 says, what's your favorite thing about doing cons? I like how
Ooh.
doing cons.
Doing
I went to WonderCon this weekend and it was really fun. Absolutely my favorite thing is meeting people, and like when people get so excited that they yell like your character name that you're dressed up as, like Elizabeth, and I'm like, who, me?
Who, me? No, this woman's name is Elizabeth and she's my girlfriend.
Yep.
I just wanted to make sure she's
True.
following me. I don't know. I've been going to cons for like 13 years
Long
or something
time
crazy
is
like
this
that.
one.
So I just I love the spectacle of it. It's basically like my one thing a year I must do is like Comic-Con.
Yeah,
San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, Nerd Christmas.
Yeah, it's my nerd Christmas. It's my nerd Super Bowl too. I just love I love the nerds all hanging out. We're all polite people too. You bump into someone in the street in LA and they're like, they fucking dog you and they're like, what the fuck, dude? You bump into someone at Comic-Con, they're like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I get the same, especially like if you're in a costume, because then they're like, did I ruin something?
Yeah.
Are you
Are you-
okay?
Yeah. Nerds are polite people.
Yeah,
they are.
And I just love the spectacle of it, honestly. And I love the fans. I love the groups. You can stand in line with someone and you can instantly, like, you don't have to worry about being, not being yourself. Because you can just talk to someone and be like, hey, did you excited? Like, are you a fan of this show? And then all of a sudden you've made new friends.
Well, that's my favorite part of cons for sure, is that it's like I'm surrounded by everything I like, and there is no judgy McJudgy Pants people there to make fun of me. And like if I go to a party like at San Diego Comic-Con, like I can go to He-Man's 30th birthday party, and everybody at that party will be someone I legitimately want to talk to. Like it's none of that like LA like, man, I'm producing these 7 films, so you should want to talk to me. I hate that. I can't handle it. It's like, oh, your Tila costume is awesome. Let's have a conversation. It's my jam. I love it.
Oh, I love you girls. We're a bunch of nerds, aren't we?
Yeah, that's why we're happy together.
Clint Gibbons asks, as a gamer, what things make you mad in a video game?
Any level where I have to drive a car. I'm the worst.
Really?
They always like, oh my god, I remember this one in Godfather for Xbox where you had to drive this fucking car to the hospital, and it's like you have like the timer. I hate driving cars in video games. I'm the fucking worst at it. I can't drive a car in real life, let alone in a video game.
A video game?
Oh my god. No,
game?
the thing that bugs me in video games is when something is extra hard for no reason. Like, you know when you encounter like that jump that should not be as hard as it is, but it's like one fucking jump and it takes you 49 times to get over that one jump, but then like the end boss is super simple. It's like, really, game?
So
your priorities are messed up.
Every Mario game.
I know I like Mario, but
Every boss.
Simon's Quest and some of the early Castlevanias, and some of the, actually a lot of the Ninja Turtles games, the early ones.
The
games
Nintendo.
where you're like,
game.
jump, nope.
Yeah.
Jump, nope.
But I mean, that's why you own it. You can play it over and over again.
Yeah.
Then you beat that jump, and then some other crapper kills you, and then you have to do it again!
My thing is I hate the repetitive battle system that happens over and over. It's like you're playing a cool game with a great story, and you're like, cool, random guys are coming out of nowhere, then all of a sudden you walk into a big room, and you're like, oh, this is that battle where I'm gonna have to do this and do that, and you do it every time. Like Arkham Asylum, Arkham City kind of had it. You know what? Even,
I gotta say, Bioshock
had it.
Bioshock had it. There were definitely times toward the end where I'm like, can I get to a story part, please?
Yeah, exactly.
I get it. I have to kill you.
But see, like, if
I'm gonna kill this guy. I know.
And that's the thing. Like, I'm annoyed by it. But with Bioshock, it was like the plasmids. I almost said plasmids, but the vigors were so cool. that I wanted to like test it out. Like I wanted to keep trying out new ways to do things. So it didn't matter. And plus the story was so engaging. I was just like, all right, I don't want the game to end so early anyway. But it's like, dude, you go into Arkham Asylum, you see the fucking eagles you can jump up on. You're like, I know this is gonna be a battle where if I trigger one dude, he's gonna call Joker's other henchmen, and then here we go. I'm gonna have to deal with all these fuckers, and it's like a 1 hour battle basically. Yeah.
No, I felt like that way in BioShock with like. Toward the end, there were times where I'd like run into people, but the thing I liked was if you weren't in a huge battle sequence in BioShock, you could bail on any sort of battle system. If you could skyhook out of there, then you didn't have to, like, it didn't like lock you off until everyone was dead.
That's nice.
So you could be like, I'm sick of fighting dudes, bye bitches, and like take off. But
so it had its own retreat feature.
It had a kind of retreat feature.
Love it. Okay. It's Asman says, do we really have freedom of speech on the internet?
yes.
Yes! From the comments we read daily, you do have freedom of speech.
No, to a point. I mean, think about like the government has the power to silence any website they think they shouldn't be up. They have the power to kill the internet at any possible moment. Think about Egypt, where they just kind of like blacked it out immediately. So, we have it until the government decides we don't have it, which I know sounds like tinfoil hat business. But
but I think you're right. I mean, there is definitely kind of like a control aspect, but I think at this point where we're so connected to each other, we have instant news updates on Twitter and things like that. Even the government would be ashamed I don't know, maybe they don't give a fuck, but if they were to shut down some aspect of the internet, instantly word of who did it would spread,
definitely.
and it would be an uprising.
In Egypt, when they shut the internet off, people had dial-up modems. They were going, so I mean, it's too out of control to kill it completely, but they could definitely cripple it if there was some sort of doomsday scenario in which they felt like they
I'm trying to think of stuff that our government censors right now besides like kiddie porn.
Okay, well, you sound really upset about that, but
I'm devastated that we censor kitty porn.
People should be able to have their kitty porn.
Gross!
She's gonna be on tour tonight.
As long as they're not hurting anyone.
What I don't get though is like how parents. There was that big case of those parents, and you guys in the comments can Google it because I don't know off the top of my head. They were in like Colorado or somewhere, and they had pictures of their kids in the bathtub because they're parents, and they take pictures of their kids in the fucking bathtub, and they got like dinged for kiddie porn.
Oh shoot!
Like because a maid saw that photo.
Although I don't know
because
there's enough pervy people out there. Like if I had kids, I don't know that I would put a bathtub picture on the internet.
Yeah, but it wasn't on the internet. That's the thing. I think it was like in their house or something. It wasn't.
Well, see, I was gonna say that. Like, there's a photo of my brother. I'm sorry, Frank, for doing this. It's so hilarious, and it's like one of the best photos ever. And it's him standing completely nude as like a baby. Like maybe he's like 4 or 5. He's standing there with the biggest smile on his face. He's holding a brush, completely nude, and he's peeing onto the carpet. And he's just smiling into the camera.
No, I totally have one of those. I have one in my kitchen where I'm just in panties and I have chocolate cake all over my face and my hands, and I'm just like, nah.
But see, that's the thing, like,
I was thinking, like, I want to mention this photo, and even in my head now, I'm like, can we put it in this episode? Like, is that then considered
Well, that's the thing.
porn?
Like there's the
we probably shouldn't. Sorry, guys.
This is the unfortunate thing. Unfortunately, even though we find that innocent and funny within our families and whatever, and you and I are not we're all not perverts here, hopefully. We know.
You and I left out Trish.
You and I are not
pervert
perverts.
at the table.
Pervert.
Hey!
I'm just kidding. She loves babies to a weird degree. It's very strange,
It's
right?
very weird.
But the sad point is, if we were to put that photo out there are some people that would find that arousing,
so weird.
and it's so fucked up.
So weird.
It's so weird. Yeah, I have a baby photo, which you guys will not see, where I'm just laying on the floor, like on a towel. Like my mom got me out of the bathtub, then went in the other room to answer the phone, and came back, and there was just shit everywhere.
Oh, I saw that.
Like,
It's on Reddit.
No, it's not
It's
on
on
Reddit.
Reddit.
It was like baby Trisha, like, hey, would just be projectile.
I love that ours are like, you holding a brush, I have chocolate cake, you shit everywhere.
Are you happy? You're happy in the
sure
photo?
Did, yes, and I'm ecstatic in the
That's
photo,
awesome.
and I think it's hilarious.
I'll drink to that.
I love you, Mom.
Okay. At Board Geek says, people who spoil TV movies, and what is an acceptable time to wait before spoiling is okay?
We were just talking about this last night for Game of Thrones.
We were. Well, so, like, there's definitely a statute of limitations. I think
There has to be a statute of limitations.
I think, like, it's a few weeks for certain things, like AAA titles, like Bioshock Infinite. How long are we going to wait until everybody knows the ending?
Okay,
I think you
hold
can
on
put
a
it up
second.
day of and just put warning spoilers.
But see, that's the thing. There's a big. I think that there's two sides here, because one side is the guy that just wants to be like, I want to put out this fucking spoiler out there and be a jerk. So
Yeah.
blah 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 on Twitter. Fuck
Well,
you.
yeah.
And then there's the people that are like, I just want to talk about
Right,
it.
exactly. When can I tell Steve,
Yeah.
talk to Steve about it without worrying if Trisha's played the
Well,
game?
I
think-
remember in The Office during Breaking Bad, when Breaking Bad was on, and before, like, you've had to rush, give me the keys.
Here, I'll be nice and share
Give
my
me the
herpes
keys.
with all
Thank
of you.
you. You've
Don't
got
say that
good
on the
the
internet.
good kind
Don't.
of
I
herpes.
do have the good
I'm
herb.
nervous enough.
There was a time, so when Breaking Bad, the last season was going on, there were people in the office, excuse me, I'm drunk, that were not caught up like we were.
I almost spit ginger ale on you. I'm just throwing that
So
out
we
there.
had to actually go to another part of the office to talk about it, and then people would still scream, I can hear you! Shut up!
Watch
And-
the shit when it comes
Well, see,
out.
that's the thing. That's the thing. You can be that person that's like, well, it's your fault for not fucking watching it. But it's like, life happens. These are amazing shows and movies that
Yes.
people should be able to experience in their own time. It's
Sure.
like-
And when you're excited about something, you want to talk about it. So I always default to, hey, I'm going to talk about something right now. Do you need me to leave the
Yeah.
room? Because you can censor
Yeah.
yourself. Like when someone's talking about a spoiler in anything that I like, I just go.
Yeah, I feel like the burden though is on you, the person who hasn't had time to see it yet,
Yes.
than the person who's talking about the
Well,
spoilers.
but I think regardless, Trisha, I agree mostly with your point, which is kind of this where we're all headed, which is as long as you put a very apparent
disclaimer.
spoiler disclaimer in the beginning, in the end, as long as you say you're going to talk about something before you spoil something,
Although
then it's free
I
game.
do love,
it's free fucking
I
game.
do love on the internet when you say things that are not spoilers at all, and then people are like, "That was a spoiler!"
well, it's not that's
People,
ridiculous.
I think it's people fucking
out.
spoil shit by
Well-
saying that Tomb Raider thing where I
Yeah.
was like, hey, don't trust that dude who looks like Geraldo because 20 minutes into the fucking game he does something shitty
Well,
and people are like, oh, that's a spoiler because 16 hours in he also does something
like I
shitty.
talked
It's
about the Wolverine
you're fucking
trailer.
spoiling.
I talked about the Wolverine trailer. I said it was based on an old comic where Logan goes to fight ninjas. If you watched the trailer, there's ninjas in it. That's
Well, okay.
not really a spoiler.
Last night I was saying on Twitter, please don't spoil Walking Dead. I'm gonna watch Game of Thrones
Mm-hmm.
instead. And then there were a bunch of people coming back with Herschel gets AIDS and shit. And it's it's fake though.
Right,
so
but
it's
it's
like
so
Right.
annoying.
I appreciate the jokes. All right, really quick, one last one. I'm sorry, Aaron Michael Grant says, if you could have any animal as a pet, what would it be? Mogwai.
Squirrel.
Monkey.
I would want a mogwai or a baby elephant. I want a pygmy elephant.
What happens? How large do those get though?
I
do
would
they
say
not get
I would.
any?
You know what I'd be okay with? I'd be okay. I don't think a pygmy elephant exists though. But does it? Does it exist? I don't think it exists. If it did, I would be okay with it being the size of a Saint Bernard. I'd probably manage a Saint
You
Bernard
could
size.
ride that.
Could you
elephant.
imagine the shits that elephant
Oh, I
would
don't give
take?
a fuck. I'd clean it with my hands.
But
I just want an elephant.
But elephant shit is mostly grass. I remember something on
Yeah.
a National Geographic.
yeah.
That's a game kids play in
Yeah.
Africa. Is they throw elephant shit.
Your
in the
house
shit.
would
That is a
smell.
horrible game.
Your house would smell like a zoo for
Although
sure.
I say that's a horrible game, but the pet that I always want
Yeah.
is a capuchin monkey, and I know that they throw their poop, and I am 100% okay with that.
No!
Because when people I don't like are over, I can be like, monkey, get him.
No,
And I'll be like, oh, it's not my fault.
you.
I think that this has come full circle. Trisha's poop photo, and then now she's talking about poop monkeys. I love the poop stuff that goes on in this woman's
You're
life.
the one talking about elephant crabs.
Hey, I don't mind. Thank you guys for watching Table Talk. We enjoy your company here, and please keep sending us topics on Twitter using the hashtag Table Talk, and hopefully we'll get to your topics next time.
And we'll
I'm
put it in the bowl.
we'll put it in that bowl. I'm Steve Zaragoza.
I'm Meg Turney.
And I'm Trisha Hirschberger.
Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Click this annotation or go to sourcefed.com to see everything we've ever done. I'm Meg Turney again. Canada dries the shit.
What?
Hey, baby,